Hi guys, hi my lovelies. You're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Otsi. I create content on sewing tutorials and headwear. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. In today's video, I will be showing you guys on how to cut and sew this beautiful luxury kaftan. I used 4.5 yards to make this style. Please make sure to watch to the end because I shared a vital information about this style. So without further ado, let's move right to the tutorial. I saw this sample material in the market and I purchased 4.5 yards of it. Please, when making yours, make sure to use silk material because silk material is the best fabric for this style. So I'm going to fold the fabric into 4. My fabric has been neatly folded into 4. As you can see, this style does not have a shoulder seam. I'm going to mark neck width 3.5 inches, neck depth for the back 1.5 inches, neck depth for the front 8 inches. At that 8 inches, I'm going to go inward by 2 inches. I mark 2 inches. So I'm going to connect the neckline. From my center back to where I want my sleeve to be is 26 inches. So I'm going to continue marking 2 inches till I get to the hem of the dress. That 2 inches is for the lapel. Then I'm going to connect the dotted lines into a straight line. You blend the neckline to join with the 2 inches. For my sleeve opening, I marked 12 inches for my sleeve opening. Shoulder to my hip line is 25 inches. Shoulder to my knee length is 42 inches. And the total length of my dress, including hemming allowance, is 63 inches. The wideness of the kaftan, I'm going to measure 17 inches, including side seam allowance. I'll be using 1 inch to sew the sides. So the total length of the wideness is 17 inches. I'll connect that into a straight line. Then from my sleeve opening, I'm going to come in by 3 inches. Then from that 3 inches, I'm going to draw my cowl shape From my knee length, I'm going to come down by 3 inches. Then from that sleeve opening, I'll draw my cowl shape to join the knee area. I'll curve it to join the knee area. Make sure that you curve your hand at that point. Don't let that edge be sharp. So that's about it for the drafting. The next thing is to cut it out. Cut out only the back neckline. For now, only the back neckline. Then I'm cutting the sleeve opening and the sides. So the next thing that I did, I measured my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I mark it and I turn the fabric to the right side, and I also chalk my shoulder measurement on the right side of the fabric, so that when I turn the fabric to the right side, I will know where my shoulder measurement is. So the next thing to do, you will open it up so that we can cut the front neckline and the lapel. So you arrange your fabric neatly. You open it up this way to cut the front neckline. I've neatly arranged the fabric, as you can see. So the next thing to do is to cut the neckline. I'm going to cut the neckline, and I'm also going to cut on that 2 inches mark that we drew on the front bodies. I'm going to cut straight down on the 2 inches mark. The 2 inches mark is for the lapel. After cutting, this is how it looks. So that's my shoulder line. I cross-check my shoulder measurements from the mark I made earlier. So from the shoulder, come down by 10 inches. Mark the same thing on the other side, 10 inches. At the back too, mark the same thing, 10 inches. Connect the mark into a straight line. From the 10 inches in front to the 10 inches at the back, connect it into a straight line. Slightly mark on the fabric because this is the right side. So the next thing to do, you are going to mark 5 inches away from the line. Then you are going to pleat it and pin. It depends on how wide you want your pleat to be. Mine is 2.5 inches. You can make yours to be 3 inches. If you want yours to be 3 inches, that means you will mark 6 inches. So from the straight line, you will mark 5 inches away from the straight line, then you will pin it. You repeat the same thing on the other side as well. Mark 5 or 6 inches away from the straight line and pin them down. Then after pinning them down, I'm going to take to my sewing machine and sew a straight stitch from the front through to the back. After that, I'll give it a good press. I've sewn it. This is how it looks, and I've also given it a good press. This is how it looks. So the next thing to do is to cut on the lapel. I'm going to take the remaining fabric. I'm going to cut the lapel. Before then, I'm going to measure from 1 like so. I'm going to measure the neckline. I'm going to measure the neckline like so, from one side of the front bodice to the other side. Whatever measurement you have, please add extra 5 to 6 inches to it. It's better to have excess than to have shortage. So take note of the measurement and add extra 5 to 6 inches to it. So I'm going to take the remaining piece of fabric. I'm going to cut out the length that I measured, and I'll be adding extra 6 inches to it. I'm going to be cutting 2.5 inches on fold. I have cut it out. This is how it looks. So when you open it, it should be 5 inches, and I've ironed soft interfacing to it, as you can see. So the next thing to do, I'm going to fold it into 2 equal halves. You will measure on yourself. Place your tape at your center back and to the front neck depth. Check where you want your neck depth to be. Mine is 14 inches. Then from that point, you will measure to where you want your slit opening to start from. Mine is 43 inches. You will take note of it. So from the folded edge, I'm going to measure the 14 inches. And I'm also going to measure the 43 inches where I want my slit in front to start from. I'll find the midpoint of it, which is going to be 2.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 2.5 inches till I get to the 43 inches mark. Then I'll rule that into a straight line. After that, I'll take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew on the straight line from the 14 inches mark to the 43 inches slit opening. I'll sew and back stitch 3 times. I'll sew and back stitch 3 times. I've sewn it. This is how it looks. So I'm going to turn it to the right side and give it a good press. So the next thing to do, I'm going to take the center back of the lapel. I'm going to pin it to the center back of the bodice. Then I'm going to sew the lapel to the front. I'll take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew the lapel to the front. You can pin everything down before sewing it. From the center back, I will sew on one side and I'm going to sew on the other side as well. You can pin everything down before taking it to the sewing machine to sew it. I have sewn the lapel to the front. I've sewn it to the bodice. This is how it looks. So make sure that you give it a good press. So I'm going to put the bodice aside. Then I'll take piece of fabric. I'll cut a long strip of 30 inches in length by 2.5 inches on fold. This is going to be for my rope that I'm going to tie around my waist. I'm going to cut this into 2 places. The length is 30 inches. On fold, the wideness is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to sew it and turn it inside out. I've sewn the long strip and I've turned it inside out. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to measure from my shoulder to my waist and I'm going to place the rope on it and sew it. After that, I'm going to fold the sleeve into 2. I'm going to fold 1/2 inch twice. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Then I will fold the bodice into 2 like so. I'm going to sew the sides, hem the lower part and show us the final look. This is the final look, guys. As you can see, it is very easy to make. One thing I realized is that maybe it's because of the fabric that I used. I realized that the lapel in front is squeezed and I've already given it a good press. I don't like how it is looking squeezed in front. So what I will do, I will use my steam machine. I'm going to place the kaftan on my steam machine. So I'm going to use my steam machine to press the front to see if it's going to smoothen it out. Every other part is okay except the lapel in front. I will also advise that you use either Duchess fabric or silk material to make yours. And I will also advise that you shouldn't add interfacing to the lapel. Maybe that's why mine is like this. Mine is looking squeezed in front. Probably it's because of the interfacing. So I will advise that you shouldn't add interfacing to it. Anyway, this is my first attempt. So I'm going to make it again. I'm going to make it in another fabric and I'm going to show you guys how it looks in another material. I'm going to post the video on my shorts. So for you to tie the rope around your waist, you tucking your hand inward like so. Then you will tie the rope around your waist to give it fitting. So this is how it looks. The style is very beautiful. I'm still going to make another one in another color and using a different fabric to see if the lapel in front is going to be relaxed. We've come to an end of today's tutorial, guys. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below if you've not done so. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Also remember to click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. I have lots of beautiful bubu tutorial coming up. You know, we are in ember season and a lot of you guys will want to make beautiful kaftan or bubu for yourself or make it for your clients. So make sure you are subscribed so that you will get notification whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Love you all. Bye.